The Tower of Reckoning. The labyrinthine passages of the Grand Archive threatened to swallow Ilaria whole as her candle's glow danced against walls of dust and parchment. Shadows stretched like reaching fingers along the corridor, swaying with her every step. Towering shelves loomed on either side, their contents vanishing into darkness above. Sacred knowledge stacked toward the heavens. The scent of dry vellum, ink, and worn parchment permeated the air. Ilaria clutched the old tome tighter to her side, its leather binding warm from her touch, its contents ancient and half forbidden. She turned a corner and halted. Ahead, nestled in a pool of flickering light, was a congregation of robed figures, hoods drawn, whispers rising like smoke. Ilaria stepped into the halo of candlelight. "Sister Blackshade," said Hilda, giving a nod that shook her frizzy black hair. "I came as soon as I got the note," said Ilaria, somewhat breathless. "Is it true?" "My source in the Marathis royal court says a Daimonel has been spotted. A detachment of knights has been sent to intercept. And its size? Quite large, apparently." "Are you sure this source of yours can be trusted?" asked Bothus, a lanky, bespectacled man, already balding in his 30s. Hilda shot him a hard look. "This could be exactly what we've been hoping for," sighed Ilaria, clutching the tome at her side. "A chance to test the predictions of Al-Kindi." "Well, look at you all fired up," sighed Bothus, eyeing her licentiously. She ignored him. She couldn't help how her looks singled her out in this collection of bookworms. "Do we go to the council?" asked Hilda. Ilaria shook her head. "They'll do what they've always done. Nothing. We need proof." "And how do you propose we get that?" asked Bothus. "The only way we can," said Ilaria. "One of us needs to see it for ourselves." Her companion's eyes went wide. "Are you crazy?" asked Hilda. "You want one of us to confront a massive, fire-spewing monstrosity?" Ilaria raised the tome in front of her. "If the predictions in this book can be proven, we'll be able to accurately determine the arrival of Daimonel and identify how they fit into the cosmological array of divine beings." The others looked uncertain. "Fine," said Ilaria. "If that's how it is, I'll go." "She's insane," said Boethus. Hilda looked resigned. "If that is your course, Godspeed, Sister Blackshade." That night, Ilaria packed lightly but deliberately. Her satchel held the tome, a few essential scrolls, vials of ink, writing implements, a small blade, and enough coin to bribe, barter, or flee. She exchanged her scholar's robes for humble traveler's garb, a charcoal cloak, soft leather boots, a tunic of muted blue. Her golden brooch, marked with the seal of the dualistics, she left behind. Sneaking from the tower was no small feat. Scholars had a tendency to roam, and the archive never truly slept. She crept past alcoves where the soft murmur of argument or chanting still lingered and sidestepped pools of candlelight as if they might burn her. By the time she reached the gates of Ghent, dawn had begun its slow, golden spill across the sky. The sanctuary city of the dualistic scholars stirred with life, merchants setting up stalls, oxen groaning under heavy carts, pilgrims praying in quiet corners. She considered buying a horse. Her noble lineage had left her with ample coin. But solitude on the roads was dangerous. Monsters were not the only predators in these lands. Then she saw them. A caravan of Umeni nomads gathering beyond the square. Children played among the wagons while women loaded supplies. A few men lingered on the edges, with spears in hand, eyes always watching. Perfect. At the head of the caravan stood an older woman with hair like silver wire and sharp, discerning eyes. "Headed east?" Ilaria asked. The woman sized her up with a glance that pierced like a needle. "Might be," she said. I can pay 30 dema for passage. The woman's gaze lingered, appraising. You're a pretty one. Ilaria flushed, despite herself. I'm Sal, the woman finally said. Ilaria, she replied, forgetting to give the alias she'd prepared. Well then, Ilaria, said Sal, a mischievous smile breaking her face. Hop in. Maybe a pretty girl like you can teach my granddaughter some manners. Gratefully, Ilaria climbed into the back of one of the wagons, settling amid bundles of cloth and baskets of dried fruit. A girl sat cross-legged in the corner, clutching a small doll. I'm Christy, she said brightly. Ilaria. The girl held up the doll, a crude but lovingly made figure with wings and a golden halo. Have you ever seen one of these? She asked. A real one, I mean. Ilaria hesitated. There were some, kept in the lowest chambers of the tower, bound by glyph and glass. She simply shook her head. I did, Christy said. She told me her name was RDL. She seemed sad. Ilaria offered a soft smile, but her thoughts were turning. These people were headed east, right toward the region where the Daimonel had emerged. They didn't know. She looked again, at the girl and her doll, at her wide, innocent eyes, and felt a pang of guilt. It'll be fine, she told herself, as the caravan began to roll forward, wheels creaking under morning light. I'm sure it'll be fine.